when we look at Sammy Smith and how impressive he's been in his young career so far in the Xfinity Series, can he do what Ty Gibbs did last year, the other former driver of that 18 ARCA car, and become an immediate title contender in his first full Xfinity season?
Ben, I'm going to have to pull Larry Mack here and say pump the brakes a little bit. This time last year, you and I were just foaming at the mouth of seeing what Ty Gibbs was capable of and just being blown away week after week of all his early success. But here comes Sammy Smith, rookie, also in the Gibbs equipment. It's cool to me that he's the sole, the highest. He's the highest driver that is in charge of the 18 and its legacy, since it's not in the Cup Series anymore. So that's something I'm thinking about this year as well. Sammy Smith is the 18 at the highest level possible right now. But anyway, Sammy Smith, I've been watching him for a while. He's still a young guy, but he's not showing. After this win, that's great. He battled Kyle Busch to do it, and also Ryan Truex, which we'll talk about later. But so far, I have to say it's early. He's not showing us quite enough yet. Now, that could change as the weeks go on, but not enough yet to say that he's at Ty Gibbs caliber that we saw last year. But do I think he's capable of it? Absolutely. He's got the equipment to do it, and I think he's got the skills to do it behind the wheel too.
I'm going to say Sammy Smith wins a few races this year. I think I said this on a few shows a week ago. Ben, did you ask me about the big three about last week? That's Nemechek, Allgaier, and who's the other one? Oh man,
Austin Hill.
Yeah, and I said that no, we haven't seen a lot. We still need more winners. Sammy Smith is one of them. He's going to win. Junior Motorsports is going to figure out whatever's going on with them. They're going to figure out what their issues are, and I think that might be something we have to talk about too. They just can't seem to get away from each other. But yeah, I do think Sammy Smith will be a title contender. I think he's going to have his ups and downs, just like remember when we all thought that Ty Gibbs was, it's our 3 wins out of the gate, and then he didn't do a lot of winning, and then Road America came, and then he won. Then he won at Michigan. Then he didn't do a lot of winning for a while, and then he won at Martinsville, and then he took the title of Phoenix. So, and remember, Joe Gibbs Racing has won the last 2 Xfinity Series championships, and I think they're going to do it again.
Well, the year before last was one at the line, but yes, technically yes.
Well, that goes back to the discussion at the start of the show, right? The crazy overtime restarts and Phoenix,
and also it's where we decide our championships. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, just pulling up Sammy Smith's results here, he was 19th at Daytona, 19th in California, 17th in Las Vegas. So, certainly lackluster compared to what a Joe Gibbs Xfinity car might be expected to do. But, like you mentioned, Brandon, he's still very young and, he's got a lot of time to grow and develop. Not everybody can just pull a Ty Gibbs and jump in and literally win their first Xfinity race. And then the next year when they go full time, march their way to a championship. So, would I put it past Sammy Smith? No, especially given, Casey referenced it as well, the way Daniel Hemrick won his championship, winning only the last race and, getting the Final Four. It's really all you need to do. And then you just have one race to go out and perform. And, that's the championship right there. So I absolutely would not put it past Sammy Smith to win again when we come back here in the fall. And if he does that and he's in the Final Four, he'd be the champion. But in terms of what I put him in my championship for, probably not today. But if he keeps racking up these top 5s and gets a couple more wins and maybe gets some stage wins so that he can get some playoff points and have a little bit of insurance as we head through the playoffs, then yeah, I would certainly be open to putting him in that conversation, if not making him one of my Final Four picks outright. So it's still a long season, obviously, but he's gotten the most important business out of the way. He's won a race, and we'll see him be competing for a championship, at least at the start of the playoffs. Whether or not he can go all the way to the championship 4, I think the jury's still out on that one. We'll have to see how he performs over the course of the entire season first.